I just saw it probably, 30 feet from the ground. And I had, the time I heard it to pick my head up, it fell rapidly. As soon as it hit the barge, it was black smoke and flames. I heard the explosion. I heard probably 6 to 8 more smaller ones.
A trail of smoke over the mighty Mississippi, telling the story of a disaster right on the river. Tonight, 2 people are dead following a helicopter crashing onto a barge. That accident taking place right after 11 this morning. The helicopter had a crew working on power lines on the Missouri side of the Mississippi when it clipped one of those lines and crashed onto a barge below it. Since then, we've been hearing from people who witnessed this firsthand as the investigation into what happened grows. Here's what we know at this hour. Both the FAA and the NTSB are investigating this incident. The FAA already in our region today. The safety board will be here tomorrow. We know Ameren contractors, one who was employed by JF Electric out of Edwardsville and a subcontractor, were repairing and replacing tower lighting and marker balls on power lines at the time of this crash. The 2 people killed have not yet been identified. Officials do not believe there was anyone on the barge when the helicopter crashed. Our Sean Logging, though, is live just off the Mississippi River tonight after speaking with industry experts about why this work is done. And Sean, you're also learning more about those on board.
Yes, Cameron, right now out here it is quiet, but the barge where this helicopter crashed into, it remains stationary along the Missouri side of the river. But people out here late this morning witnessing this helicopter doing work on the utility tower and the line before tragedy struck. It hitting the line and coming down, leaving a black trail of smoke.
It hit the power line, blew up.
It happened fast.
All of a sudden it touched the line, and in 2 seconds it wasn't a helicopter anymore. It was 1,000 pieces.
A witness capturing this shortly before a helicopter and aerial linemen repairing a light and adding marking balls to the line. Contractors doing this work for Ameren. Officials say 2 people on board died. JF Electric from Edwardsville confirming that one of its employees was on board along with a subcontractor.
It's very sad. I wish it was a different outcome and we could have did something, but there was just nothing we could do. Not with a cockpit, basically in a fireball.
First Alert 4 has reported on this type of work before. In 2019, similar aerial line work was being done in a neighborhood in South County. Here's what the utility told us then about the reason for this kind of operation.
By utilizing a helicopter, it allows us to get to very tight, in and out of tight areas very efficiently. So we're not having to bring in heavy equipment. We're not having to impact the traffic.
Speaking with people in the industry Thursday, I'm told that this is a specialized and skilled type of work that can also be quicker compared to bringing in equipment and climbing towers. There's also safety guidelines out there, including this one from the Helicopter Association International. It covers planning these type of operations beforehand, during, such as a way for the pilot and linemen to communicate, and notes not just the hazards of navigating around the tower and lines, but also close to trees and other structures, along with the challenges of working at low altitudes and slow speeds.
Blew up. There was a pilot. There was a worker.
Now the FAA and NTSB will be investigating what happened to cause the helicopter working Thursday to crash.
The NTSB says that its investigation will focus on 3 main items. First off, the pilot, the aircraft, and then where it was operating. That will include looking at things such as flight tracking data, communications with air traffic control, and maintenance records of the aircraft. Live in Alton, Sean Logging, First Alert 4.
All right, Sean, thank you for breaking that down. Tonight, we're also hearing from JF Electric, again confirming to First Alert 4 one of their employees was killed in this crash. In a statement, they said, quote, "Our thoughts are with their loved ones, colleagues, and all those affected by this loss. We're providing support to our employees and remain focused on caring for our team during this difficult time." Now, following this crash, First Alert 4 Investigates has been working to learn more about these types of crashes, digging through other NTSB investigations where they found several other instances of helicopter crashes involving linemen at different companies. One of the more recent crashes in Sterling City, Texas, in November of 23. The pilot and an aerial lineman died in that crash. The NTSB's probable cause in that crash reading the pilot's failure to maintain clearance from power lines while maneuvering at low altitude. Then there was a crash in April of 2018, this one in Smethport, Pennsylvania. Here, 2 linemen were killed and a pilot seriously injured. The NTSB's probable cause also found the pilot's failure to maintain adequate clearance during the work. Then going back to 2010, a crash in Thomas, West Virginia. A lineman was killed in that helicopter crash after the NTSB found pilot failure, as well as the lineman's position outside the helicopter, contributed to that accident. And tonight we're learning the helicopter involved in today's deadly crash. It's part of a family of helicopters used all across the country for multiple different things. New here at 10, we're taking a closer look at the type of aircraft and bringing you some of its history of risk in low-flying operations.
The NTSB says the chopper that crashed Thursday was a variant of an MD-369. This video, one of those variants, a small, lightweight helicopter that's been around since the 1960s. It was initially made for the U.S. military, but over the years and over many variations, it's been used by police, power companies, and even for farm work. Research by First Alert 4 shows these helicopters are known for being fast and easy to maneuver, but they've also been in a number of accidents. News reports and safety reports show they've sometimes crashed while flying low and near power lines, just like what investigators say happened here in Florida in 2022.
And while that 2022 crash was a private flight, that crash also proving to be fatal. Here at home, this is a story we will continue to follow. As we get updates, we'll share them both on air and on the First Alert 4 News app, as we have all day long since we broke this story at noon, which you can download with that QR code on your screen. Let's get